Good day, guys. Welcome, guys. So this is slightly late because obviously it's the Champions League week and so forth, as well as building up to the World Cup with coverage. But I wanted to give you guys the Q&A, the question and answers little segments here. So again, if you do not know, in case you're new to this whole thing, how do you get your question answered? You head to the official website, havehopefootballhot.com. You scroll down, put in your name, your email, and when you send in your question, you can send in anything about football related or anything non-football related, other sports, films, movies, life, and I'm ready to answer. All right, so first one up is from Manfred Gunza. Hey HH, who do you think should be Brazil's starting goalkeeper, Alisson or Edison? Both have great quality, and the Brazil manager Tite seems to favor Alisson at the moment. Good question. I would go with Alisson, because I believe all round he is the better keeper. I think Edison is a good keeper, but I think he's benefited from playing in a much better team that keeps possession. So therefore, he's not had to make as many saves as Alisson. Roma are nowhere near as good as Man City, and they're nowhere near as good as keeping the ball as Manchester City are, which means that he has been required to make far more saves than Edison would. So in my opinion, I would feel much more comfortable having Alisson as a starter. But I think you have two world-class keepers there. But for me, I would definitely roll with Alisson. Okay, that's just a link. I don't know why that was there. From Freddie Johnson. Hey HH, which was the first ever Clásico you watched, and what do you think of Coutinho at Barcelona? First ever Clásico. I mean, I cannot remember, because I'm sure I must have watched one of those things back when I was in Nigeria, because they used to show Spanish La Liga in Nigeria, so I must have watched it. But the first one I remember might have been the one with Ronaldinho. I don't think I watched the whole of it, but I think it was the one with Ronaldinho where they applauded him. That may have been the first one. Either that or another one that's basically, I think it was one of the ones that featured Ronaldinho in there. And that's when I was watching a bit more of the Spanish football before. But yeah, I think the one with Ronaldinho where he owned them at the Bernabeu. And Coutinho at Barcelona, let's see, because people keep saying to me that he's been amazing, he's played well. I need to see if a full season before we know whether it's a good signing and the right signing. Let's see him in a full season, especially without Iniesta around. So without Iniesta around, him playing the Champions League and him having much more minutes without Iniesta, then we can then fully evaluate how good he's been. So it's been a good start. I've seen how he's done, even in that game that they lost to Levante, him scoring the hat-trick. That's amazing. But let's just see him much more fully in the role with a lot more responsibility and a lot more required from him before we can decide how good of a signing it's been. PQU Disney. Who do you say are the best long-distance runners of all time? Name your top three if you could. And would Mo Farah make your list? I'm not sure that Mo Farah would make my list, because he's just recent. Haile Gabriel Selassie has to be on there. And I cannot remember their names, but I think it's these two other Kenyan runners. That's right. I can't remember the names. I just know that it's Haile Gabriel Selassie, obviously the Ethiopian. I think I'll put him as number one. And then I'll say these other two Kenyan runners. I'll say Mo Farah is maybe top five, but I don't think I'd put him top three. I think others have done it far better over numerous Olympics and World Championships. So I think I can't put Mo Farah ahead of any of the Kenyans or the Ethiopians. No way. From James Lombardo. Hey HH, what do you think has been the most political game in World Cup history in terms of the political unrest between the two countries at the time of the game? And in the coming World Cup, which match do you think would be viewed as most political? Oh no, definitely of all time has to be the when Iran played America. I believe they were in the same group. I think this was in '98 or something. And if you look at even they're still now having beef. But I think that's when Clinton was president. So I think when Iran played America, it was definitely a bit that was different political. Argentina against England in 1986, that was definitely very, very political as well, because that was all during the Falklands War. I think Argentina were really buoyed by the whole Falklands situation in that game. And so yeah, I think those are the only ones I can really think of that were really political games. And the most political in this one, I'm not sure. I mean, I don't think there are any, because again, the fact that America are not in it shows that, because America with Trump has so much beef with 20 guys. I'm just trying to think. Are there any political games? I don't think so. I don't think so. No. I don't think there are any other political matchups around. But if there are, try and tell me. From Kwame Adonseg, just increase this. Kwame Adonseg, hey, hi HH. From which country are the Banter Boys? They are from England. Obviously mixed with some Jamaican and everything. But yeah, they're all English. They're all from England. But obviously, they're obviously like second, third generation. But I think when you look at their roots, it's mostly, I believe, Jamaican, I believe, West Indies, but I think Jamaican. But again, I have to seem to be sure. But I think if you were to ask them, they'd say, yeah, English. From Nazi, hey Halford, my question is, did you ever try to get pro in football, and do you have any advice for those who want to get pro? Not really. I think the closest, if it was close, the closest was when I was back in Geneva, and I think I was, how old was I? I think I was 10 years old, 10, 11 years old. And I could have actually had a trial for Servette, but I left. So that was when I was really sort of, okay, football is my thing. But I think since then, injuries, I messed up my ankle. I still have like stitches in my legs. I just did not have the physical capability to really take this thing properly. And also, I think in school, I grew out of love with 11 and 7, and I preferred playing 5-a-side a lot more. So, yeah. And for those who want to get pro, I think you have to start early. And you just have to find the right academies. But definitely, if you're in your 20s and you've not already been with a club or an academy, it's going to be very hard to break in. People like Jamie Vardy, that's an anomaly. So really, by your teens, you should be in an academy. Basically, 12, 13, 14, you should really be playing in an academy. So the earlier, the better. But who knows? It's never too late for anything. So if you think you're good enough, make some calls, go to an academy and see what you can do. It's never too late. It's just that it's very difficult if you're in your 20s trying to break in when guys have been in there through their teens and so forth, and already have had the coaching that you've not had. You get that from Max Akundov. Hello, my brother. My question for this week is, if you had to start over in life, what would you do differently? And do you have any major regrets in life? Thank you for everything. Have a great rest of the week. Thank you. What would I do differently? Probably take a lot more chances. I think definitely for sure, if I had to do it again, I would definitely have taken film a lot more seriously. I think is probably one of... I don't like to use the word regrets, because it is what it is, and you just learn from what happens. But just one of the things I would have wanted to have done differently is definitely, in my earlier age, done film a lot more and gone to film school when I was in my teens. That's definitely what I would have want to do differently. And I have no regrets. I don't believe in regrets. I think that's a very bad way of viewing things in life. Like, look, it happens. Whatever happens, happens. And I think the mistakes that you make in life helps you to become better people and so forth. From Kalem, what do you make of Arnautovic being linked with Man United? Would he be a good signing, and who do you think is better between him and Zaha? That's not a great signing for United. If United don't want to be taken seriously as a team that wants to win the Premier League, win it off Pep, and go to the Champions League, getting Arnautovic, you're not being serious at all. Arnautovic is a mid-tier striker. He's not a top-tier striker, which is what United should be getting. And Zaha is easily better than Arnautovic, because Zaha is extremely talented and would be an amazing signing for United, especially when they need help on the wing, because Sanchez has been crap. All right, from Yared, whose performance in the 2014 World Cup do you think was better? Ochoa versus Brazil or Tim Howard against Belgium? Definitely Tim Howard. I mean, for goodness sake, guys were making memes and things about him, and I mean, what he did was incredible. It was absolutely incredible. So I think for sure, Tim Howard against Belgium was out of this world. Dylan Holmes, whose Champions League product do you think has been a bigger failure at the moment in time? PSG or City? PSG for sure. Because I believe City made the semis. PSG haven't made the semis, and PSG have spent a lot more money on their products than Man City have. So simple as that. From Ben Joel, hey HH, would you finally say that Hazard is better than those chumps Sanchez and De Bruyne? I wouldn't call De Bruyne a chump, but Sanchez, yes, he's better than Sanchez. And how does your inner Chelsea spirit feel about the potential hiring of Sarri, the ex-Napoli boss? I think it's a great signing for Sarri, for my ex-wife, you know. And I think that he's an upgrade on Conte, but I think for Sarri, he hasn't won a title. Yes, he's done well for Napoli, but he hasn't won a title, so people should just relax as to what he's going to do for Chelsea. But I think he brings something that would be far more interesting, and I think he'd be a better fit for Hazard than Conte has been. I feel he can take us to the level of City with how he plays if he's backed properly, and that's the key thing. He needs to be backed. If he's not given the right funds to create his own team, then there's just no point. From Mr. D, what are your thoughts on Mark Wahlberg, Jason Statham, and Terry Crews as actors? Do you think they're underrated? Mark Wahlberg, who was actually called Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, he actually has a very racist past. Do a Google or a Bing on it. Mark Wahlberg is not a great actor. He's an okay actor, but he's not a very good actor. Statham, I rate him as an action star. And Jason Statham, he actually said one thing. When he's been interviewed, Statham says that I know what I am, and I do not try to pretend as to what I am and what I'm not. He says like, I'm not going to win any Oscars. I'm not that. I'm an action guy, and I think that he knows his lane, and I respect him for that. And with regards to action, for today's world, yeah, Statham. I mean, I give him a thumbs up. Terry Crews, for me, Terry Crews, I think he's a guy where he knows his strengths as well. So Terry Crews won't be in a super dramatic film. Terry Crews, I think, because of his size, his charisma, how good he is on screen, I think that the roles he picks are very good. Like the role that he's in on Brooklyn Nine-Nine, perfect for him. Perfect. Because it suits his personality and his charisma. So I just think that Terry Crews, when he's cast right, he can be a very, very useful actor to have. From Brownie, HH, put your hands in the air because Nigeria are going to go rampant this summer in Russia. My question is, how do you rate Trump's presidency thus far? Sacking does in office, his regulations, pulling out ODF, the nuclear deal, disagreements with Obamacare and so on, success or not, or do you feel content about it as I do? Finally, what do you think Buhari will take from being advised during his meeting with Trump due this summer, I believe? With regards to Trump, for me, like, why is anybody surprised? I'm just laughing at these guys who are criticizing Trump and saying this and that. Everything he said that he was going to do, he's pretty much doing. So, again, I know a lot of his policies I just think are completely ridiculous and I think are very wrong. But this is what he was voted in for. So one thing you can't say about him, 100% you can hate him and everything. One thing you can't say about him is, man, you didn't follow through on your promises. It's pretty much, you can't follow through on every promise, but regards to the politicians, he's pretty much following in on all of the crazy things that he said he was going to do, and he still wants to build that flipping wall. So, but look, pulling out of the new nuclear deal and trying to piss off North Korea, I think he's being very, very stupid. And I think there are a lot of things that he's doing that, look, bro, you're being very stupid, you know. And for Buhari, look, hopefully he can learn some things that can help Nigeria. But I've got my personal issues with Buhari. I don't think he's really been doing the best things for Nigeria as a nation. But again, who knows? Maybe this summer when he speaks with Trump and with other meetings, maybe he can actually change and actually improve things, because there's a lot of things that need to improve within Nigeria. The Nike man. What do you make of my predictions to qualify to the round of 16 this summer? Mine are, all right, Group A, Egypt, Uruguay. Group B, Spain, Morocco. Group B, Spain, Morocco. Group C, France, Denmark. Group D, Nigeria, Croatia, hopefully. Group E, Brazil, Serbia. Okay. Group F, Germany, Mexico. Group G, England, Tunisia. Group H, Colombia, Senegal. Obviously, I hope that your Group D is right. I don't agree with your Group G. I think Belgium are going to go through. And I don't agree with your Group B. I think with all is said and done, I think it's going to be Spain and Portugal. But apart from that, with the other ones, yeah, you may be right. From Blackwater, hi Double H. I'd like to hear your comments about the moment when Thierry Henry scored a winner against Brazil in the 2006 World Cup. I mean, the way Brazilians defended during that free kick, there are 5 French players running into the box and only 3 Brazilians trying to mark them. 5 other Brazilians just stand on the box and do nothing. So we have 5 attacking and 3 defending players in the box. That's shocking. Give your comments, please. Yeah, look, it was bad defending, bad marking, but I think overall, when you look at the match, how Zidane played, I just think that Brazil were just shell-shocked. I think Zidane's overall play, especially in that first half, I think it's messed up Brazil's psyche, and they just were unaware. I think Zidane then exploited that with an amazing free kick and a superb finish from Thierry Henry. So it was all about Zidane's masterwork. From Nash Tariq Hood, what's up, Halfop? I don't know about you, but for me, the Juventus starting 11 of the 2016-2017 for the Champions League was one of the best starting 11s in world football for the past 10 years. No. I don't know what you're saying. Of the past 10 years? Have you seen Barcelona's? So you're saying that they're better than what Barcelona had? Better than what Real Madrid had? Better than what Chelsea had back in 2008 when Lampard... No, sorry. They were good, but I think... Doesn't that sound like include like Lichtsteiner and all these kind of people and kick it? No. Sorry. And we're out. So yeah, guys, that's the end of the questions. Remember, to get your question answered, just head on over to the website halfhopefootballhot.com and I will have your question answered, So yeah, peace out, stay tuned. I'll see you next week. Peace. Thank you for watching this video. Think about pledging and become a Half of Football Hot patron. Pledge an amount each month and gain access to exclusive videos from your boy, the Football Hot, for more analysis. Peace.